Trevor Lawrence was, crowned as. Isn't Kenny coming?
He's right
Yeah,
there.
Dude, he's literally look to
good,
your
bro?
right.
Literally
bro.
right next to you, dog.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, my nigga? Anyways,
Free, she throwing that ass. I'm up first, coming in last. Went to the bank, happy alive. Nigga, fuck love, rather by rap. Nigga, fuck love, rather by rap.
so all right. So Trevor Lawrence was crowned as
Yeah.
like the #1 draft pick when he was like in high school, right?
Yep.
And then he played, he was really good. He had some questions. And then they played against Ohio State in what was it? I forgot which game it was. Was it the Rose Bowl?
No, it was the
Anyways.
national championship, wasn't it? Oh no, it was the game right before
It
the
was the
national championship.
semifinals, I think.
Yeah,
I think it was the Rose
Yeah,
Bowl. But
Rose
anyways,
Bowl.
they played Ohio State. Justin Fields outplayed him in every fucking measure. He's out there with a fucking punctured lung, still out there doing his thing. And, the game's over, whatever. And maybe like a month later, 2 months later, we're talking about it. And Rook is like, oh, yeah, Trevor Lawrence has to be the #1 pick. And I'm
No,
like, yeah,
that's not what happened either. That's not. Chris came to the chat and he goes, "Is there any shot that the Jaguars take Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence?" And I said no. That's what happened.
All right. So that's basically what I just fucking said.
No, because what you're saying is I'm bringing it
Anyway.
up. Like I wasn't even thinking about the shit until you asked.
All right, so we're discussing it, and then Rook says, "There's no way he's not the #1 pick," and I'm like, "Wait, Rookie, we just seen them play against each other, and one was clearly superior to the other, right? Like the guy, he was out there fucking limping, and he won them the game." And Rook is like, "I don't care about any of that." Trevor Lawrence.
We know what he cares about.
So I'm like, if we got a side-by-side comparison, not even a side-by-side, they're on the fucking field together. And that doesn't mean anything. I gotta start taking other factors into consideration. like I don't know what else to say.
Chris, do you believe in your heart that there was an actual shot that the Jaguars were gonna take Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence?
Honestly, you never know with the Jaguars.
Bro, Trevor
Word.
Lawrence was
No,
like they
yeah.
were saying the most polished QB coming out since fucking Andrew Luck.
My nigga,
Another
these
white
analysts
guy.
say a lot of stupid shit.
I understand that, but the Jaguars are stupid.
But you're saying they're stupid for taking the pick that you thought was the #1 pick. Anyway,
You asked if there's any shot that they would go the other way, and I said no because of fucking this man. Like everyone on Trevor Lawrence's dick, right? Fucking Urban Meyer was at this man's fucking pro day, literally telling him, "Hey, do these concepts because I want to see it because it's within our offense." Like, bro, he was practically fucking shaking his hand literally during the fucking pro day workout. In between
It was Matt
reps.
dick riding.
Yeah, he was dick riding his shit hard. It was crazy. Pause. But anyway, so that's why I was saying that there's no shots they were going to. And Phil, mind you, I even said I'm not saying that I believe that Trevor Lawrence's career is going to be better than Justin Fields. I never said that. I just said there's no shot that the Jaguars draft Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence just because of all the fucking points that I just made and everything after that.
All you named was a handshake. Like that's the only point that you have. That's really the only point. You went on this long ass rant to tell me that they shook hands at a pro day. You know
no, bro, dude. Like Phil said, everybody was dick riding this dude.
Hey, I don't think he's calling you a racist. I think he's just building a case in case you come out to be racist later. So it's fine.
Oh, he's literally calling me racist. It's in the group chat, Phil. It's in the group chat.
I've seen this nigga take a selfie at a Klan rally. I mean, I think I do.
You see? And then now, bro, I said 3 of the 5 top Q in like a year prior to that. I was like 3 of the top 5 QBs in the fucking league.
Phil, my bad.
Are black, and they're like, and then I said Lamar Jackson in that top 5, and I'm like racist. Like what?
Wait, yo, so that's not even the end of it though. Like, what really happened? Hey, y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
my shit's like tweaking. Anyways, all All right, so that's just one case. The original argument that I think really opened this can of beans, because I think Justin Fields was actually the last straw, honestly. Because the first QB controversy, well, the first one was Alex Smith. And we went past that. And then the second major Woodcrest QB controversy.
Wait, what happened with Alex Smith? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was me and you. You were saying that he wasn't good. And I was like, he's fine.
Alex Smith is white.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but that's not what I was using. Like, that's fine. Anyways, the first major QB controversy was whether Cam Newton is actually good.
Am I wrong?
I mean, nigga, that was like we're comparing.
No, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Look at the tape. Where is he?
It depends how you say it, though. It depends how you say it, though.
So I was like, nah, I'm gonna tell you how he said it, Phil. So I'm like, yo, like the man won an MVP.
Yeah.
He fucking threw 35 touchdowns that year. He was a monster. Like to just dismiss all of that as just fucking luck is crazy. And that's exactly what
I didn't say it was luck. I said he had a fantastic year, but I don't think he's a good quarterback.
Okay, so
consistently year over year. And look at him now; he's unemployed.
Yes, that was his MVP year was like 8 years ago, right?
Yeah,
and he had like 3 shoulder surgeries since then. But anyway,
what do you want me to do?
Well, don't throw your hands up like a shoulder surgery to a quarterback is no big deal.
No, I'm not saying it's not a big deal, but at the end of the day, if you're not producing, like my take isn't wrong.
All right, so that's fine. And you're saying he's not a good QB, but he won MVP. So, like, how did he win MVP?
He had a good year.
How does he have a good year if he's a bad quarterback?
What do you do after that? Literally the next season.
No, I'm asking.
No, the next season after that. What do you do? What do you do the next season after that?
He absolutely didn't do as well, but I'm asking.
And what do you do the season after that? And then what about the season after that? And the season after that?
Is a bad player capable of winning MVP? Is the question.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
That's what I want to ask. Like, is a bad player capable of winning an MVP?
Apparently.
All right. So we'll move past that one because that's Exhibit A. Nobody thought Rookie was a racist then. and then this Lamar Jackson thing starts happening. And to Rookie's credit, David is a troll.
Very.
And
that's debatable.
And you said that's debatable?
Nah, I'm talking shit. I'm trolling.
All right. So this man says like some pretty like hard to defend comments about Lamar Jackson. I feel like Rookie takes it like way farther than it probably should be. Like even with the Giannis comparison, we're like, yo, Lamar Jackson and Giannis are clearly a good comparison. And my nigga got so offended by it. But anyways,
they are.
That, like, yeah, it absolutely is. That's like the best comparison that we can come up with. But back then, like Rookie would go hard on Lamar Jackson, and I'm like, all right, like David's off, but Lamar Jackson is still a really, really good QB. But you know,
Phil, mind you, the entirety of my debates with David on Lamar Jackson is comparing him and Patrick Mahomes, who David said Patrick Mahomes is a better QB than Lamar. What are we talking about here, Your Honor?
You called him a running back on multiple occasions, and
no, Tommy did. I just laughed at the jokes.
Yeah, I call him running back too.
Anyways, all right, but Phil, we good though, because he shitted on Cam Newton, because he shitted on Lamar Jackson multiple times. I never made the connection, but then he was offended at the idea of Justin Fields going first overall, and I was like, wait, hold up. Like that's what I was like. Wait, I think I have something here. Like,
bro, he's grasping at straws.
I'm saying I'm grasping at straws. I'm saying if it quacks, if it walks like a duck, if it waddles like a duck, I don't. What am I supposed to call it?
Phil. Point. First of all, he brought up Alex Smith debate. I don't know what has to do with anything. Okay, so throw that out the fucking window, Your Honor.
Legend Alex Smith. The legend.
The legend, whatever. Fuck you. Anyway, Cam Newton, not a terrible take. Not a terrible take at all. Look what happened. Look what happened.
I kind of agree with you, but keep going.
Okay, so then there's that. Again, the Lamar Jackson thing. We were comparing Lamar and Patrick fucking Mahomes.
What's the guy, bro?
Exactly.
He is that guy, pal.
He's that guy.
Lamar Jackson's
I don't
that
understand what credibility there is here. And the QBs I have ahead of Lamar Jackson are people like Patrick Mahomes, fucking Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson. When he's
Russell Wilson's not ahead of
people.
Lamar Jackson, bro.
Whatever, dog. Anyway, I don't know what the Chris is literally grasping at straws. They just created this narrative because they thought it was funny, and here we are.
Yeah, but
your place of residence has something to do with it too, bro.
Yeah,
yeah, true.
Phil,
like I said,
I get you don't think like he's a good passer or whatever, but you didn't have to use the hard ER like 7 times in a row. That was crazy. That was crazy to me, in my opinion.
For all the viewers out there, he's lying.
know.
I just want to get that out there.
And then it was hilarious after that because then like Deshaun Watson became one of his favorite quarterbacks. And then
after that, I've had him in the top 5 since fucking forever.
Yeah, but that's for different reasons, you know.
He don't like women either.
Caught a case, bro.
After all those sexual allegations.
We're moving on.
That makes sense.
Fuck you guys. Episode 32 of Woodcrest Certified. Here we go. Fucking. You guys got me riled up, bro. Fucking stupid shit. Literally everything Chris is saying is fucking dumb. That shit would not hold up in court. It would not.
At least you got black friends, man.
You just assume you're gonna call the cops, like why?
Allegedly. When we claim them on the stand, bro, I don't know.
Damn.
I feel like you'd have Amber Heard's lawyer, so you'd be toast anyways. Don't even worry about it.
that fucking panda, bro.
Yeah. Panda.
Homie, bro.
I told him about that last
time. At this point.
It is a staple. Anyway, episode 32. We're back with the Panda Man himself and with Austin. Welcome back, Kenny. Nice to see you again. Chris, fuck you. David, what's up, dog? Got a lot to unpack today. I know last week's episode, I introduced it as like episode 30. I was mad confused, can't do math. So we actually have episode 31 that's out now. And this is now episode 32. So disregard any numerical stuff that comes out my mouth because I don't understand numbers. Episode 32. So here we are. Phil, off the record question from our topics that I just thought about. Dude, how the fuck are you living right now in California with gas prices?
A lot of jogging. And
Dude, you are not jogging anywhere.
No, I would never jog because I would hurt my knees. But you know, honestly, I put all my money into Chick-fil-A and gas, and that's really how I budget my life at this point until I get like a kids and family and a 401k. But at this point, those are my priorities. So that's all I care about.
All right. Man, that's got his shit straight. I respect it.
No, gas is nuts though. You know what's funny though? Because that shit shot up to like $6 where I live.
Oof.
And now it's at like $5. It's like $5.40 or something.
Oh, so now you're like, oh, we're blessed.
But everybody at my work is like, I'm so glad it's going down. I'm like, no, they've like trained you to like accept that. Like that shit was at like 4 something before, which is already nuts. But like, it's funny how people's brains work. They're like, oh, I'm so glad it's down. I'm like, this is not acceptable still. It's still nuts.
You got to get yourself a Tesla, Phil.
Yeah.
Bro, I literally want a Tesla. Like that shit looks fire.
Chris will hook you up.
All you got to do is put 100 down and you get it. I need the hookup, bro.
I mean, at this point, it's gonna be cheaper to go that route, bro.
Yeah.
And they go up in value. Come on, bro. Name another car.
I think all cars are right now, or like a
Lincoln.
lot of them.
Get a Lincoln Town car, man.
I guess on that note of talking about fucking prices going up and people being trained to that shit, as I think it was like last week, there was some tweet talking about that Biden is working through options to try to eliminate student loan debt. And then we were talking in the group chat how fucking insane just the price of school is in general. And I wish Pete was here to talk about, but you know, it was funny because he's just like, y'all have these 18-year-olds making these life decisions to get like fucking $50,000 to $100,000 in debt at such a young age. And you know, that was kind of like his rebuttal point with people talking about, oh, you knew what you signed up for, when really it's like you don't really know what you signed up for. When you fucking go off to school, they just sell you this dream and then hit you with the check right after. or with the bill right after. It's just fucking crazy. But yeah, topic of school being expensive. Take it away.
It makes sense. Not the all right. So like what Pete brought up, and this sucks because like Pete's not here to like make the points that he was trying to make. But essentially what he was saying was like if you're a 19-year-old or an 18-year-old or even a fucking 25-year-old and you go to the bank or a credit union to try to get a loan to start a business, for example, or you try to get a loan to buy a house, some shit that can actually turn into an investment for you, they're going to tell you no.
Yeah.
Right. But if you, not even if you, like they're training you from fucking elementary school, at least in the system that I grew up in, that college is the only way. Right. Like I fucking blinked and I found myself in the finance office of a fucking college signing papers. Like,
yeah, same here.
Got some dude talking about, yo, don't worry about it. You're gonna make so much money that like the $60,000 in debt that you accrue is not gonna even matter. Like that's like line for a line, like what the guys at Amway were saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's crazy that like I can't press charges against that guy. But the system itself is not contradictory. I disagree with what Peterson was saying. I just feel like schools are taking advantage of the system, if that makes any sense.
Of course. I agree.
And it sucks because our parents' generation, like their parents didn't go to college, but it was like the right path for them to go to college, and it actually like paid out for them. They could go get the job they want and do whatever. So they're just doing what they like know is right and telling you like, yeah, college is like the best option, whatever, when it's not for some people. But as a kid, that's the only thing you know. You don't know any other option. So when you're in that office and they're talking these numbers and whatever, like you're like, what else can I do? You know? But your parents are also like telling you that's what you got to do because that's what worked for them. And it just like it like takes too long for them to figure out like that's just for some people it's not gonna work. Or go to a community college first, knock out your GEs, then go to wherever for 2 years. Like there's just other avenues, but people don't. They're just so trained one way.
Yeah. Like I had everybody in my family telling me that like going to Valencia will somehow hurt my future. And like, that's just, it is so far from the truth. Like if you're gonna go to school, the community college option should like, unless you got a full ride scholarship or you got money.
Yeah.
The community college option should be the only fucking option. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody should put themselves in debt that way for like, I mean, and it's for no reason. You know what I mean? Like
undergraduate schooling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the crazy thing though is like, so we created this expectation, right? Where like you need to go to college to get these jobs, but it's like now the market is way oversaturated.
Yeah.
Like there's no way to differentiate yourself from this fucking piece of paper. And for a lot of positions, and I said in the chat too, for a lot of jobs, you just need the paper just to qualify. Like it doesn't even have to be in whatever the fuck you studied. So it's like in all actuality, you wasted fucking $50,000 just because the only way to get considered is to have a degree, and you could get a fucking art degree and be qualified to be in a fucking position depending on like what it is. Like that's insane to me.
I'm 26, about to be 27. A majority of my friends that got degrees are doing something that does not apply to their degree.
Yeah, same.
And it's like, it's not like they made a career change or something. They just had to take a different path or whatever, or they use that degree to get whatever. And it's like, I don't know, it's just insane because you don't know what you're signing up for. Like you said, you're in the office and they're showing you money and they're showing you paperwork and they're doing all that shit. I mean, I went to WLC, never been in Wisconsin my whole life, and I felt like super isolated. And they're just having you sign all this paperwork when you had to fucking, super cliche, but you had to literally raise your hand to go to the bathroom like 3 months before. And now I'm signing over like $60K for a year. It's like, it's insane.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Yeah, I'm out. I don't like it. I mean, granted, I did it, but I didn't like it. I don't like it now. the most valuable thing, obviously, about college is just the connections.
Networking. Yep.
Yeah, is the networking aspect. There just has to be a cheaper way to do that shit, and that's not like Facebook. There's no networking going on Facebook. Just a lot of shit talking and memes. So you got to figure that out.
Crazy because like niggas is like allergic to the word regulate, but this is just one of those situations where there should have been some intervention a long time ago. Because what really ended up happening was that government grants and loans, like they basically opened the market to everybody. And since demand was unlimitedly high, these colleges can continue to just raise their prices. You know what I mean? Like, and they have nothing to justify the raising of their prices. Like if you pull up the bar graphs in how much more expensive school is, compared to 30 years ago versus how much more people with college degrees are getting paid, it's insanely disproportionate. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
And like, what the fuck? What are you like? Why did you raise the price? Because you built a new pool? Like, you were gonna build a new pool anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, like, none of it makes sense. You know what I mean?
They need a salary cap.
Gotta increase the profits.
They need a salary cap, bro.
That's absolutely what it is. It's the same with schools, and these niggas have probably heard hundreds of rants. Whenever I talk to a cable company or a phone company, I always think of schools and hospitals because they're all fucking like monopolies, right? Like hospitals are the same way, where it's just like, I know we're always gonna have people in here, so I can just charge whatever I want. And I'm dealing with an insurance company. And I'm dealing with an insurance company who has an unlimited well of money, so I can charge whatever I want. You know what I mean? Like, it's bullshit.
Yeah. Anyway, fuck that.
That was them, man.
Yeah. Since we got most of the music heads on here, minus Pete, I thought it actually worked beautifully in order to bring up the topic that Austin was talking about last week, where he was talking about the golden age of hip hop. And then Chris, you wrote it down on the topic sheet as like the, what is it, the fucking last 40 years or some shit like that. The 4 decades of hip hop is how you listed on the chat. So Austin was kind of going off cam talking about how it's all relative to obviously what you grew up with, and like kids now are gonna say that fucking Lil Pump is better than fucking Biggie or whatever, some shit like that.
Well, I don't know about that.
But I'm just use an example like that, but use like a crazy example. You said Lil Pump.
No, I'm just like, you
fucking rapper, but I'm just saying.
I'd be willing to bet if you threw on like Jeezy, like TM 101, and played it for kids that were our age when we were listening to that, they'd be like, yeah, this is straight, but have you heard the new Lil Baby?
For
like,
sure.
That's way better.
For sure.
But do you think their music is gonna
in 20 years they'll be having better? This argument? I don't know.
I feel like this always
not to
happens,
us,
man,
but
to be honest, I feel like this always happens. Like I feel like when my parents was growing up, they was telling me what they felt like was dope ass rap and shit. Now I listen to that shit. It's like the beats is like I went there and got a fucking pot in the pan and started beating.
But some of those 90s beats kill me, bro.
That shit happens, man. This shit gonna continue to happen, man. Like, someone's gonna be arguing that 20 years from now that's the golden age for hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna get that shit to stop any type of way, in my opinion.
I used to think that shit was like a meme though, and like, cause it's like you just go under a comment section and put like "why be better" and shit under, like, didn't matter what the post was about. But some of these kids like really believe, like,
they believe that,
They're like, they're dead at. Like, I always thought it was a joke. Like, we all agreed it was a joke. They really believe it. It's nuts.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I do feel like there is a consensus, right? Like, basically, like, probably my favorite example is that the only people who think 80s is the greatest era are the people from the 80s. Nobody else says that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But when it comes to the 60s, it seems like almost everybody, wait, you think it's because you're sniffing cocaine, and I don't care if the cops see this.
Never done that. Once or twice. But no, the 80s were amazing. What do you mean?
Wow. This is the worst take.
I can't lie. The 80s are growing on me. The 80s are growing on me.
Yacht
But in
rock,
terms of
alt
like
rock, all that
overall
shit.
music,
Yeah.
but like,
I mean-
I think grunge is infinitely better than heavy metal.
No, I'm not talking about the heavy metal stuff. I'm talking about the pop metal, the power ballads, the Journeys, the Queens,
I thought you guys were talking about hip hop. Okay.
the Hall and Oates.
Cool.
I mean,
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'll-
It's certain decades have certain sounds that are like
For sure.
the folksy blues of like the 70s and shit, the fucking hippie movement transitioning to rock music at that time, psychedelics, 80s kind of or late 70s taking like that disco sound, that kind of transitioning to the 80s and that R&B sound. And then you got your pop rock, glam rock, your yacht rock, your whatever you want to call it.
Yacht rock, what?
Yacht rock.
All right, so all right, let me bring it back to something that's more relative to this group chat. Like,
sorry.
Everybody agrees that the 2000s was pretty weak.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I think not just in music, like in like the identity of this 2000s.
Okay.
So
like, do you mean music across the board?
Yeah.
Do you mean like rap music? Because
What is this?
Like I thought the 2000s were kind of looked at as
I would
like,
argue that.
That's,
I would argue
that's
that
how
it's
became a
across the
human
board.
being. So
yeah.
I would argue that it's across the board.
Yeah,
all the best one-hit wonder rap.
Yeah.
The rise
I'm not
of
really a
auto-tune.
fan of I'm not really a fan of like the early 2000s to 2010 music, to be honest.
Yeah, that shit was rough, man. Like it was pretty rough. Like I know we got guys like Kanye, we got Cameron, we got some of Jay-Z's work, we got Wayne, right? We had some good shit in the 2000s.
Dirty South.
But to decipher between those one-hit wonders and niggas that make quality shit, it's like,
like there was,
I don't know.
As opposed to what though?
we had Soulja Boy too.
in comparison, it's comparison to the 90s and the 2010s.
So the 90s had Biggie, Tupac, early Jay,
90s had
early
a lot
Nas.
They had a lot of
like
90s
had a lot of
Bang.
Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Tribe Called Quest, Drew the Damager, Gangstar, Nori, Big Pun, Big L.
The 90s is a cheat code. The 90s is a cheat code because it got
Like,
to mold all that shit. It got to mold like the genre. Like the 80s is obviously where it started, but the 90s is really like what has led to now.
Yes. The 90s is clearly the golden era. But if a kid that was born in the 2000s told me that right now we're in the golden era, I would understand where he's coming from. If anybody told me that the 2000s was the golden era, I might have to smack them. Not because I'm mad, but just because you know what I'm saying?
You got that hand, bro. It's for a good cause.
It's the educational slap.
It's education.
Yeah,
Nah, those 2000s was frustrating, man.
I think it was cool at the time, but looking back, it hasn't aged well at all.
Y'all wasn't listening to that.
I don't even think it was cool at the time, to be honest.
I remember me and Kenny went to fucking prom together. The whole time they're playing. Well, not
that's cute.
Bro,
did you guys match colors?
My girl watches this, man.
Kenny, my bad. That fucking prom, they're playing Soulja Boy. I'm like,
yeah.
Is that a problem?
They was cranking that back then.
Would you rather listen to Soulja Boy? Or would you rather listen to Tekashi?
I mean, you know that answer, bro.
No, you're bugging, bro.
I'm hurt.
You know the answer. Like,
Kiss me through the phone, bro.
Bro, what?
No.
That's a banger.
I used to wait till 9 p.m. to sing that to girls.
all trolling aside, you really think Soulja Boy was good?
Better than Tekashi?
He was transformational.
Dude, he started that fucking.
I think he knew what. I think Soulja Boy knew what he was doing. I think
Yeah.
Soulja Boy knew how to make what he makes. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Like,
word for word, bar for bar. Look what he did for Drake.
Compared to his talent to what he accomplished, it's incredible.
Oh my god!
I don't know how that nigga does what he does, but
yeah.
Like as far as the marketing, like he gets all the props in the world. I'll never take that away from him. I can't.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about strictly the quality of the music.
Everyone had that man's ringtone.
Oh my God! What?
Everybody has a ringtone.
Andrew Wiggins.
Everyone has
you
the
saw that,
basketball
Kenny?
game on,
Kenny,
and
you saw
everyone is
that?
streaming it and
That
seeing
shit
it at
was-
different times, which is
I still haven't
hilarious.
seen it.
He clearly agrees with me.
That's Air Canada right there, boy. That boy
Maple
kinda
Jordan.
light.
He fucking with Soldier Boy.
Oh yeah. He cranked that on that motherfucker.
Yo,
What?
that dunk was nuts, bro.
I was listening to a song Soulja Boy made with Bow Wow the other day called Marco Polo, and I'm telling you, like,
Banger.
I remember that song.
There's
Dang
no way.
it.
There's no way it's worse than Fifi or Gaga or whatever the song he did with Nicki Minaj.
yo,
or-
Austin, I'm not trolling. Like, I have those songs on my playlist. I fucking love those songs. And I'm telling you, like, Marco
Takashi's
Polo
not
might
trash,
be one of the,
bro.
like I'm telling you, Marco Polo might be literally one of the worst things that I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Nah,
Yeah.
if you were like 13 listening to that shit, you would have thought it was tough.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
That's what happened. to me.
Damn. Andrew Wiggins is flexing out here, bro. Damn.
Yeah, that shit was vicious.
Nah, he can't be doing that with the haircut he got, bro. He just damn.
Hey, I obviously don't know what Soulja Boy's financial state is right now, but I just know
Alright,
that if he
let's
would have
get off the
blew up,
Soldier Boy.
if he would have blew up now with the access to like YouTube and TikTok and all that, like this man would have been a fucking billionaire, dog.
Yeah.
The reason why I
I
think
mean, he's re-blowing up, to be honest. Sorry, Phil.
I disagree with that statement because I think Soulja Boy's success was that he dominated a market that didn't
he was the
exist.
only one, yeah.
Yeah.
If Soulja Boy came out today, he'll just be one of like many trolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's
He was the first
making
rapper.
dances for TikTok, bro. He would have been just another one.
Soulja Boy was the first rapper, man.
The first round.
Dude, I mean, if those fucking Island Boys can make it, anyone can.
That's what I mean. Like right now, dudes commit before they're even famous. They get the face tats, they dye the hair, they do the whole thing before they're even famous with the intention of just like catching your eyes on Instagram. Like Soulja Boy just had glasses as a Soulja Boy. Like it wasn't a nut. Like it wouldn't have worked. Like maybe he would have found a different way to do it. But yeah, like you said, you're competing against 100 fucking dudes on TikTok every day.
Yeah,
Millions, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I'll tell you what, like top to bottom, like I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but top to bottom, I would pick today's hip hop.
Me too.
Many times over the 2000s. Like it's not even close, I don't think.
Yeah. Honestly, I know it might sound crazy, but I'd be having that debate about the 90s, to be honest. I feel like the 90s was a peak for lyricism.
Yeah.
I would say a peak for lyricism, golden era for lyricism. But when it comes to just like an overall vibe of things, I mean, it's debatable in my opinion.
That's what I like about the 2000s, though. It brought some of that lyricism and then started transition to the production value, which I think is like dominant in this.
Absolutely did not, Austin. What are we talking about? Who was lyrical?
No, those one.
Are you serious?
Who?
Like beginning Jeezy, Kanye. I mean,
that was Jeezy. I feel
50,
like
T.I.
Little John and the East Side Boys.
Bro,
What?
Eminem.
Oh my God.
Eminem.
What are we saying here, bro? Like we're using the term.
Just named amazing artists.
Young John.
We're using the term lyrical very loosely here, like very loose.
Okay, well, I didn't say they were like the fucking poets of the 90s, but I said they brought some of that to it. Like the lyrics in the 2000s compared to the lyrics today, outside of like Kendrick and maybe J. Cole. Like
I 1000% disagree, bro. Like I think guys, I think the lyrics in like, all right, so you play like a guy like Lil Baby, and he's not saying anything mind blowing, but I think he peaks when it comes to flow and lyricism.
Yeah,
like where flow meets lyricism, I think he hits that perfect middle.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris. My bad.
Yeah, my bad, bro. But like when it comes to the 2000s, I think there was a couple guys. Like you find like guys like Paul Wall back in the 2000s, who I feel like found that perfect middle, right?
Yeah.
But the majority of these rappers kind of just were on beats that they had no business being on. Yeah. They were kind of just like on there doing things.
These labels, those labels were abusing them, to be honest. Like straight up, like they had a certain sound in their head or a certain sound of the whole label ones you go with, and they'll throw any artist on that shit.
Yeah.
Like and Kenny, and that's the explanation of the whole failure. Because like in the 90s for hip hop is comparable to the 70s for movies, right?
Yeah.
Because in the 70s, Hollywood didn't really believe in Hollywood. So like a bunch of artists, a bunch of directors came out and like they were just letting them do their thing. They gave them these little checks and they're like, do your own thing, right?
That's the same shit with the 90s, same shit with these 2010s and up. Same shit.
Same thing with the 90s. In the 2000s is comparable to the 80s in movies, because in the 2000s is when these labels got greedy. They're like, okay, we know how to make money. And they started interfering with the music. In the 2010s, like Kenny explained many times, is when Twitter and social media and SoundCloud took over and niggas was able to create their own brands. So the music went right back to the artist. And I think that's why the 2010s is so strong.
Yeah. I think the only difference though is in the 90s, you still needed like a machine behind you. So like if you were just garbage, like they weren't going to put anything behind you at all. You couldn't even get started. You couldn't get recognition, wherever. Yeah. Whereas now the beauty of the internet is like anybody can blow up, and that's where you get a little pump, smoke, perp, whatever, because it's just the people can decide it. So there's a little bit more trash in the 2010s.
I think
so much good shit.
I think the industry like gets to a point where they have to catch up with the artists. Like they have to catch up with what the artists are doing, and because they don't understand it, obviously. Like we were saying earlier, like they get to a point where like in the 2000 and the early 2000s, they felt like they had caught up to what the sound was.
And they
had to fall back. They literally had to fall back when the 2010s came back around, because they seen the shit. Those one-hit wonders, they dying out. And there's people making shit on SoundCloud for free that's way doper than these.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like this nigga Chief Keef really blew up while he was on house arrest, making a video in his grandma's basement, nigga. Like that's
Animal.
Bro,
Animal.
TK killed somebody, was on the run, made a song about being on the run, and he still has like, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah. All right.
Like that. The same thing that Phil said is my argument against the 2010s, is that I feel like the range is so much more significant.
Yeah.
So you got all this good shit over here, but you got a lot of bad shit over here as well. Like, you get it kind of opened the gates for everybody. And as good as that thing it is, it's also kind of bad as well. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The nice thing though is anybody can find, like, if you just like rap, you can find somebody for you, because there's so many people out there.
Exactly. That's what it's like departments. Like you can find a fucking section of fucking rappers. You probably, like, none of y'all niggas would damn near have heard of it. You feel me? Like, we could all have a favorite rapper, and it don't even have to be like a fucking mainstream rapper anymore. Like I felt like the 90s and 2010s, they was pushing certain artists in your face, which they still do. They still do now. But
but it's not as effective. It's not as
effective. No.
Right.
Like I'll say, I guess what it really comes down to is how you measure it. And personally, how I measure like the success of a particular year or decade or whatever, or even a career, is the body of work. Mm-hmm. And I'll say the 2010s does suffer from that, where like there's a couple, like you got your Dirty Sprite 2s, you got Back from the Dead, you got Take Care, you got fucking, you got everything Kendrick blessed us with. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a couple things. But the majority of the music that I hear in hip hop is like, I'll listen to an album and I'm like like at best, like half of it will bang, and then the rest of it is like these songs probably should be cut, nigga. Like
some shit, you know what? Some shit be oversaturated. So I'm not gonna lie about that. I feel like the closer we have gotten to like since at least this 2020 to 2022 era, it's just full of oversaturation.
Yeah,
I think, in my opinion,
it's been purposeful. It's like it's a strategy. It's a tactic.
It's like because like y'all was just talking about the TikTok shit. You could literally there's TikTok people that are one-hit wonders, and they're literally competing with motherfuckers that got whole discographies that are fucking excellent and great. Like we're reaching, I feel like it's coming back around again, in my opinion. Like the whole 2000, the early 2000 era, I think it's coming back around, to be honest.
You also know what's a huge advantage now compared to no matter how good you were in the 90s or whatever, is like stan culture is so like it's so infectious and insane now. Like Nicki Minaj hasn't had like a massive album in like since like I don't know 2014 or whatever when she had Starships and all that and she was selling whatever. But her stans still make her super relevant. Like they don't let you fall off anymore. Where in the 90s, if you put out a bad album, people were just off you because it was like you're just not good anymore.
Yeah.
But now it's like you just have super fans for the rest of your life. They'll defend you no matter what. You get a rape case, they don't care. They're still in the comments on something that's not relevant. It's insane.
It's crazy too because I feel like no one has to go out and buy these albums. Like they just play it. You know what I mean? Like you could, whoever you could come out as a rap artist the next day, bro. But as long as you got stands, bro, and they pumping your shit,
you're chilling.
Who's gonna tell you're a shitty artist and you're not probably gonna believe it? You know what I mean? So
it's about staying relevant now. It's not about like actual sales. It's like Instagram followers, Twitter, all that stuff is just as important as the music now.
If not more important. If not more.
Like I have this thing. Like I know Drake probably. You know Drake is that nigga. He works on his music, I'm sure. But I have this thing in my head where this man puts out an album every year or something every year. Just because he know that money's coming in, you know what I mean? Like the stands is gonna drive up them streams, you know what I mean? So
I'm the stands. I go and I listen to it.
I'm the stands.
I just want to say that the 2000s had Lil Wayne, so
I'm looking at a list of the 2000s, and I think it's crazy.
I think the 2000s was pretty cool, man. Like that's when I became a human being, like for real.
Like you have Jay-Z, you have Jay-Z Blueprint, Jay-Z Black Album. You got all of Eminem, 50 Cent.
We're talking about premier. We're talking about premier artists here. We're talking about premier artists.
Austin. Austin, you're right, bro. Like you got Graduation, you got Come Up With Me, you got Hell Have No Fury, you have Food and Liquor.
Cudi.
The 2000s had albums. When you're comparing them to the 2010s and the 90s, like it clearly falls short.
And there was a drought in between all those niggas putting out albums. There was a drought. Trust me. Like we were waiting on these niggas for a minute.
Mixtape Weezy was
Outkast, T.I.
Name me one good album in 2009. Name me one.
Go ahead. Go to the computers.
Let me look it up.
I'm already
all right. I was gonna say,
how you supposed
Kenny,
to
name me one good album in 2014.
I'm not naming you one.
Exactly.
Forest Hills Drive 2014.
Yeah, wasn't 444 came out in 2014?
Only Built for Cuban Links 2.
How about 2008, Carter 3?
Man on the Moon.
Oh, Man on the Moon came out in 2009. Got him.
Okay.
Blueprint 3 was in 2009.
Deeper Than Rap. I like Deeper Than Rap.
Brooke, you lost your privileges to talk for like 5 minutes.
Why? He was just doing research.
I like this. I see it on the computer. It's
another
right there.
good one.
To be fair though. To be fair, 2009 is like the exact transitional period between that like Jeezy, T.I., Ludacris class to the Drake, Meek Mill,
Gucci Mane, and all that shit.
Yeah, so it's right in the middle. It's that perfect spot where like nothing good was coming in from the artists we loved, and the people we do love now weren't good enough or didn't have albums out yet.
Oh,
there wasn't a lot of good albums. There wasn't a lot of good albums in 2000. I'm gonna keep that. That's
I'm saying
Eminem's Relapse was in 2009.
Let me rephrase it. The 2000s in terms of body of work is the most top heavy that hip hop has ever been. Because you'll have like
the top was super heavy though.
Yeah.
No, and that's fine. But I'm saying that's true in any decade though. Like you go to the 90s and they're super heavy at the top as well. But the difference between the 90s is that you go to like the 10th best album and it's still good.
Yeah, for sure.
You go to 2005 and the 10th best album is what? Like,
I'll tell you right now.
Niggas was bumping This Is Why I'm Hot and shit.
That's
a good song. That's a good song.
We were bumping Wayne's remix of it that he dropped on, one of the
mixtapes. Everyone knows about Wayne, bro. You're not telling us
that. But I'm saying the 2000s had
going down. Meet me in the club.
And he's that
guy. I'm saying, bro, you was
meet me at the mall.
I'm not gonna lie. Like Lil Wayne started the stan culture. He's the one that started it.
I mean, certain people transcend.
There were people from other genres too that.
This list Michael I'm looking Jackson at has Bun B's Trill.
Bro, Michael Jackson, this shit is insane.
Yo, his clout
was fucking nuts, bro. Like I'll scroll on Twitter and just see random ass videos talking about how crazy this man's clout was and like the shit he went through. Like when that video I think I sent y'all when he went to the fucking airport and this dude needed to climb into the ceiling in order to get out of the fucking gate. Like that is nuts to me.
Michael Jackson was a rock star, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the stan culture, like there were some pioneers before Wayne.
There was pioneers. There was Tupac. I think Tupac had a good stan culture.
The problem was, in order to have stans, you had to be Michael Jackson.
Yes, you had to be big.
I was like,
2005 wasn't a good.
Anyone could
year.
Anyone could have a stan. Anyone could have stans.
That was a bad year for you to pick.
That was a good year for me to pick. But anyway,
Jeezy, Thug Motivation 101, Joel's What the Game's Been Missing, Carter 2, Little Brother the Minstrel Show, Paul Wall's People's Champ, Missy Elliott Cookbook.
That album wasn't that.
None of that stuff aged well is my issue. Not that it wasn't good.
The documentary, Kanye West Late Registration.
Those are bangers.
That's great.
Documentaries tough.
Common B, 50 Cent the Massacre.
Oh, Common B, that's nice. The Massacre, hell no. Hell no, bro. You did not name that shit.
Okay, can I ask a serious question that's sort of relevant?
Millionaire, The Sound of Revenge, all time.
That album is terrible. That album is terrible.
Rookie, we gotta get Austin out of here, man. Get him out of here, bro. Chameleonaire, bro.
You seen me, bro.
It's like that show on
Riding Dirty
when you say
was an all-time banger.
You was bumping that?
Riding Dirty? Of course I was.
That shit was stressing me out, bro. That shit had me stressed, bro.
Phil, what was your question?
Bun B's Trill.
I just wanted because I think like Eminem was one of my favorite rappers like in the 2000s, and then we all like agree like there's a clear lost connection.
Yeah.
And I just like I can't put my mind around like what went wrong, like what happened.
You need a baby mama, bro.
He stopped doing drugs. He stopped doing drugs.
I think what went wrong is making music about murdering people and raping your baby mom.
You need a baby mom that you're mad at, bro.
The same anymore.
He literally said
they don't.
I think Kenny got the correct answer, bro. He stopped doing
the drugs? That's crazy.
He came out in interviews saying that shit, bro.
Drugs are bad.
Yeah, you said like after the drugs, he had to teach himself like how to write again, and then it never really worked. And then he started getting. I felt like he just started going OD like with his rhyme schemes that he even says in interviews that he's super big on trying to rhyme words that are unrhymable, but in doing so you like lose a fucking message in doing it, like he just started saying shit to make it sound, I don't know, it was just fucked.
I felt like Eminem had like a format that worked at one point. Obviously that worked. I'm not gonna say at one point, but it worked. And eventually, I guess, like, I don't know. I guess he was taking the drugs to feel a certain way while he's making music. But eventually, the shit just died out. You get burnt out. You know what I mean? Trying to take drugs to fucking be creative at it.
Well, so he made the whole Slim Shady persona because he was just like, I'm tired of the bullshit going on. Like the Slim Shady was him like not giving a fuck anymore. Like he was gonna say what he wanted to say when he wanted to say it. He was fucking high on whatever. He was drinking whatever. So then he sobered up, and like now it's like you don't have that same anger. Like you don't have that.
He's still saying whatever though.
Yeah, you don't have the same whatever the fuck. You don't have that same burning desire to just cuss a random person out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though. Part of this argument is kind of unfair because like. Hip hop is a young man's game.
Yeah.
Like, what was the last album you heard from Common?
I haven't heard a Common album since.
Yeah, I don't even know.
How about Scarface or Bun B?
No, yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the last T.I. album you heard? Like
I don't want to hear that.
T.I. versus T.I.P.
Most of these, damn, that's fucking crazy. But anyway,
that's the first CD I ever bought.
Like all these hip hop artists just naturally die out. Yeah. I feel like Eminem died out, but he stayed popular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's got the stands,
awfully hot coffee.
I feel like no one tells him. Like, I feel like there's no one in his corner telling this man to stop making these albums.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's that for a lot of them though.
Well, I've heard people say that because he like literally doesn't leave his house because he's like he feels like Michael Jackson, and so like he just doesn't live life, you know, not doing shit.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. So I would tell him if I'm his friend.
If you're his friend, you tell him and just stop making the shit, bro. Just
you're not gonna be his friend anymore, bro.
You got all those classics, man. If you got those classics, I mean, I know he's looking for that other one, but it's not happening no more. It's done.
All right. So real quick. Top 10 artists of all time.
Oh my god.
This man says real quick.
No one could do that. No one could do that, bro.
The top 5 are taken. Because it's Dylon, and Dylon.
Don't spend too much time on it. Just give me the 10 that's off the top of your head, bro.
The Beatles, Rolling Stones.
I was gonna say, are we including all music or just rap?
Bad Bunny, number 1.
Yo, Phil, no, you just started something.
Did Phil say the Beatles, bro?
Hip-hop, bro. Wait, what happened? What happened?
The Beatles.
I said the Beatles, Rolling Stone. G-Eazy. I'm just thinking of the good ones, you know.
G-Eazy.
I'm not familiar with any of these people you're naming.
David Bumps.
I'm talking about hip hop, bro. You fucking crazy person.
That
bro,
damn
you
bro.
I guess I can't say Bad Bunny.
Like five fucking episodes ago, if not like 7, we had this conversation about the Beatles just being fucking ass. Like Kenny went in on the Beatles. It was hilarious.
I've never heard a Beatles song in real life. Like,
See, that's what Phil, that's why I'm fucking with you right now.
Like I've seen it in like a documentary or something, or they're talking about Paul got shot or whatever.
You never heard Come Together?
You know what I get from the Beatles? That John
Come Together. I think I heard it.
John Lennon was the
you heard it from a Justice League trailer, David. Like that's where you heard
it. Yeah, no, right.
It's still getting thrown in Justice League.
I've never searched this shit on YouTube before,
Hey, I'm getting.
I didn't download this shit on LimeWire.
Out of respect for Austin.
You going to jail?
Oh damn! You going to jail, man? You gotta specify, bro.
Nah. Take somebody. Get a cop.
Nah. But real though, let me hear them top 10s though, real quick.
Top 10 hip hop artists.
Time.
Well, Jay-Z has
number 1.
I think I have a list already.
Jay-Z and Drake have to be on there. They have the longest longevity.
They don't have to be.
All right, let's all name our own top 10s. How about that? Let's just name our own.
Yeah. Give me your top 10, Phil, since you already got 2 of them out.
Jay-Z, Tupac.
These in order?
I'm just
don't names. Just throw it out.
Okay. Jay-Z, Drake, Tupac, Kendrick, Wayne.
Yeah.
Eminem. I know I'm racist. I'm sorry.
It's that little bit of light skin in you, Phil.
A little bit.
John Morant. Put John Morant on the list, bro.
He's a rapper,
bro. If bro, it's saucy, bro.
Oh no, I talked about a lot of people.
He did some amazing shit just now.
Dang, Phil, come on, man.
Those are like the 5 that come to my head in M2.
All right.
Who y'all got?
Who's next?
Well, Wayne, Drake. Can I put Cudi in here? Does he qualify for this conversation?
This is nuts. We've gone off the rails.
Lupe Fiasco.
Yo, that John Morant shit was wild.
John Morant.
Kanye's super cool as fuck.
Oh, Kanye's in mine too.
He's that dude. Kanye's that dude.
Really a child of the 2000s, bro.
Nobody has.
I literally said like that's why I became a human being.
Yeah. Nobody has more classic albums than Kanye.
Kanye's that dude.
I said Jay-Z. Jay-Z's there.
That's a lie.
Oh, who has more
Whoa.
classics than Kanye?
Future,
Jay-Z.
bro. I fuck with Future.
Future's nice.
I got
I
7.
rock with Future. He's nice.
I like this album.
I like Pusha T too. Like this, I'm enjoying this. It's almost dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just
I like
great.
the Future album better. I'm fucking with the Future album.
I haven't even gotten around to it. I'm still stuck on
Like nigga, like
Push.
like when I
Oh,
tell
Kendrick
you that-
Lamar, of course.
Oh, yeah,
what-
Kendrick Lamar.
Remember when I said Future is like up there in hits with Wayne and y'all laughed at me? Like, is that aging
That wasn't-
well or
Hey,
badly?
that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Nah,
for
he's
sure.
Future's still not hanging with Wayne and hits, bro.
The hits are not close.
What? Future has been on fire for like 9 years already.
If you did a Wayne
It's
and
just
Future,
not fair.
if you did a
I
Wayne
wanna-
and
I
Future,
wanna
A
see-
decade, like
I feel
What's
like
a
a
work?
Wayne and Future shit would like what
versus?
you call it? Yeah, versus that shit would
Yeah.
be hit. That shit would be lit, bro.
it'd be,
bro.
it'd be
It would,
crazy.
because it's
but-
two lit ass dudes, but
Yeah, Wayne would
Like-
outweigh him like crazy, bro.
yeah,
like how
Future's
how
gonna
you
run out of
figure-
shit to play.
What?
Whoa!
What? Yo,
Whoa.
Future has been on fire for a whole decade.
Bro,
What are
but
we
Future
talking
can
about?
run through all his shit and Wayne will still be going. Like he won't.
How do you
feel like
figure? Like, I think you're overestimating how long Lil Wayne's longevity has been. Like, Lil Wayne had like 7 years where he was crazy, and then he ran out of steam, and he's been depending on stands like yourself to continue pushing him up. I'm telling you, this
I
decade
mean,
has
if you would
not-
like, you can be Future and I'll be Wayne, and we can do a versus. Like we can just put the shit to the test.
and I would feel perfectly okay with that. Like this
All
nigga,
right, but just realize like you're gonna run out of shit to play. And I'm gonna still be going. Like
but like what
there's
what-
another song
bro.
after this one.
Bro, you
What,
not
what are you
playing-
gonna be? What are you gonna be using though? Like you
I
got
love.
Using the Carters, using
I don't
all the
know.
mixtapes.
Bro, you not
All right,
playing. You ain't playing none of those '90s Wayne's hip hop albums. First of
Yeah,
all,
bro.
No, I'm probably
You
I'll
got-
probably start around that Go DJ shit.
you got the drought 2. You got drought 2. You got drought 3. The drought is over. Dedication 2 and 3. You got No Ceilings. You got Carter 2 and 3. And then what else do you have?
I
So
enjoy
we're
Carter 5 a lot as well. Bro, I'm telling you, like, we can
no,
do this.
no.
So
We
we're
can
gonna
do
pretend like
this.
we're gonna pretend like the Rock album doesn't exist. That just never came out.
Yeah,
Nigga,
you-
Phil, this is
yeah,
why I
I'm
don't fuck
clean.
with you, bro. Like I really don't like this nigga, bro. Like this nigga, like, what are you talking about?
Now,
So-
Phil's
That
trolling.
album is
He's trolling.
trash.
Let It Rock with Kevin Fredericks or whatever. That didn't
He was-
slap.
That shit was
He
banger.
was-
That shit was a
He
banger.
was
low
bumping
key.
that prom queen shit.
Yo, prom queen, come
Bro,
on, bro.
Prom Queen was hard.
Oh,
That's
Prom
the Rock
Queen.
album.
I was singing that shit at my prom. When you and Kenny went together, y'all sang that shit at your prom?
nah, man. They had a lollipop at my prom, to be honest. They
Whoa.
was fucking lollipop.
Bro, the clean
Lollipop
version,
is
because you
bigger
know,
than every Future song ever.
a milli. Come on, man. Like,
Bigger than
dude.
every Future
That's
song.
2000.
Ever.
That's 2008 though. That's 2008.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Like
I'm
y'all
just
are
saying, bro.
severely-
Like,
y'all are severely understating how crazy Future's run has been. Like
Yeah.
this has been
no,
a
it's
legendary
bro.
run.
It's just you compare him to
Future's
Wayne, bro. Like, it's,
nasty, bro. He's
he
nasty.
is.
Like
he is.
Like every month, this nigga comes out with the #1 hit. Like it's crazy.
Does he have one right now? I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard his new shit yet.
Nah, that new shit.
I'll get around to it.
bro. That's one of my favorite albums besides the Dirty Sprite 2. To be honest.
Yo, like
That's
it-
how I
all
feel. I
the-
feel like it's
the-
my
the
second
Jimi
favorite Future.
Hendrix
Yeah.
shit, the shit he made with Uzi,
The-
like everything this man touches is crazy. The shit
He
made
has
with
a-
DJ Esco.
He has a shit
You
ton
know-
of music.
He knows how to make fucking hits. First of all, I'm gonna say
He,
that.
he do get it popping. It's true. Future
Yeah,
do.
he know how to make hits. Like talking about Wayne's hits compared to his hits, it's kind of tough because that nigga makes hits. Every fucking album, there's a hit on there. Like he might make the Dirty Sprite 2. That shit was full of hits. First of all,
That shit got a bunch of
Every
bangers.
like it's 8
Every
songs,
track,
but
every
my
track.
nigga, it's every track, nigga. Like
every track can go on the
Bro,
fucking.
like,
every track can be on
dude,
the radio going
let's
crazy.
do a versus. You be Future and I'll be Wayne, bro. We'll see who the last man standing is.
Dude, Wayne
Because
would
we can do it.
He would take the 12 hottest songs of the year and just
And
make
them
his
better.
then.
And
It
just
was
take them
nuts.
over. Like those songs wouldn't belong to them anymore.
And we did it like every 6 months.
Who is he doing that shit to, man?
Like
anybody who had a popular song out.
I remember he was fucking up those one-hit wonder songs.
Yeah, nigga. Like he was rapping over like Swag and Surf, bro. Like
dude, that shit was gas.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta talk about these guys.
He takes over people.
Like we're really.
He can hop on any nigga's song and make a part 2. Like he said that, and he did that for years.
He hopped on the right nigga song. That's what he did. He wasn't hopping on just anybody's song, bro. Like,
yo, Kenny, we're gassing Lil Wayne for rapping over niggas who belong on the short bus, bro. Like
bro,
what do we even
that's fucked up, but short bus shawty over here.
He fucked them niggas' career up. That's what he did. But them niggas didn't have a career.
No, to be fair though, the Future stuff is like it's a really good point because you can't name anybody who had more success other than like Drake. Just like in the 2010, just in terms of pure numbers or like hits, I think you're right.
Man,
I've been stressing this case for a long time. Like Future is so incredibly slept on. Like my nigga has been on a legendary.
I just put him on my top 10
for a minute, but then I compare him to Lil Wayne, and you're like, oh, that's just out of the question.
It's just because Future don't talk about it.
Bro, like Future got 10 years, Wayne got 20.
He doesn't have 20. Lil Wayne doesn't have 20 good years, bro. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
He don't. Honestly, Lil Wayne is like, we're not saying Lil Wayne is trash. Like
none of these guys are trash, but it's like Wayne got into the rap game at an early stage of his life too. Like
Wayne is a pioneer.
I don't think it's fair to compare the two.
We're not gonna come out here and say Wayne is a pioneer, but he don't got much hit. He don't got as much hits as you really think he does, bro.
Yeah, nigga, really
I think he do.
Like that Carter 5, the Carter 4, they ain't no hits, bro. They ain't no hits. They ain't nothing that someone's thinking.
Megatron, you didn't like those,
bro? No one's
with Bruno Mars.
No one's losing sleep over those shits, my nigga. No one's waking up and like, yo, that was a good ass song, nigga.
Tell me all the hits that came out between 2013 and 2018.
That's the problem, man.
We know that. We know all the hits already, bro.
There was nothing there. There was nothing there. We're giving him 20 years, and I'm giving you 6 years of silence.
To be fair, not that this doesn't help the point or anything, but he was in a huge contract dispute and just like didn't put out music for like 3 years.
Bro, I don't give a damn.
Exactly.
I don't give a damn.
Exactly.
Like come on,
take that pad and shove it up your ass,
this is what I'm saying. Like, this is textbook standing, bro. Like, you're giving him credit for shit that he didn't even do, bro. Like, 20 years.
Bro. So, oh my god, bro. Like, we can do this, bro.
All right, so from 2013 to 2018, name me everything.
So you're gonna name Future's prime and tell me to name Wayne's songs during that time.
We can name Wayne's prime.
How about 2005 to 2010? Tell me Future shit in that time.
David, you were the one who told me he's been hot for 20 years, and I just named 7 years out of those 20.
No, I'm saying Wayne has been making music since 2000
but I'm saying not all of that music is good though. Like, you got The Block is Hot.
So everything Future made is a banger then too?
For the past 8 years, absolutely. This is what I've been saying for like 5 years already. Yes.
Do you hear Monster?
Damn.
Do you hear Evil?
Nah, nigga, you're the J. Cole fan, bro.
Oh, shit. I forgot about this shit. Oh, no.
Chris does. He discredits you when you don't agree. You're the J. Cole fan. I'm the racist for not thinking Lamar Jackson or
nominated for
Justin
Fields
is this and that.
I forgot about
album of the year.
I forgot Phil was a J. Cole fan. I forgot about that.
I don't know about this nigga. But all I'm saying is that I feel like when we go back to Wayne's early career, The Block is Hot and the Cash Money shit, the Hot Boy shit is crazy. But then he makes a bunch of mixtapes.
He's like 15 at the time too. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. But then he makes a squad of mixtapes and nobody gives a fuck about them, right? Then you got the Carter 1, which is like it's good, but it's like,
it's still got the 1990s type of Lil Wayne feel that he had on.
He's trying to discover himself.
The Carter 2, amazing.
Is his shit. And that's when he starts his run. But the run ends. It goes from like 2006 or 2005 to like 2011. And that's when the run ends. From there, it's a bunch of silence. But for whatever reason, niggas keep giving him credit for nothing.
Because Wayne was featured on like 90 songs a year for those like
from 2013 to 2018. What was he featured on?
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about like
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, but let's just do Future's been around for 11 years. Do his 11 years versus Wayne's best 11 years.
We could do that. We could do that easy.
I just don't want to do that. I offer this.
And I agree. What I'm saying is that Wayne doesn't have 20 years. Like if Future has like a good 11, Wayne probably also has like a good 11. Is what I'm saying.
Maybe even good 11. Maybe
Chris is gonna be in the verses. He's gonna play Lifestyle. Like
I'm sorry, but
you just gotta play Tony Montana because he shot that video in DR.
That shit does not extend outside of 2011. That Wayne shit. I'm a big Wayne fan myself, and I'm not extending that shit past 2011, bro. Like I'm not. That's bullshit, bro. Y'all capping if y'all giving that nigga that because. I've been listening to Lil Wayne since the 90s. So we've been expecting Wayne to drop an album like the Carter 2 for years already. And it hasn't happened. He dropped 2 albums that we can deem as hip hop classics, probably. As a hip hop classic. Carter 2, Carter 3. Those mixtapes in between, we know they was fire. They was dope. Like
and Carter 3 got leaked.
I give him the dedication 2, and I give him the drought 3, and probably No Ceilings. That's the only 3 I'm giving.
Dude, No Ceilings is wild.
But like
I'm giving it,
I'm not a human being, and I'm not a human being to exist, my nigga. Like those things, they're albums that he made. You know what I'm saying?
The Rock album exists, bro.
Like come on, bro.
We know that nigga was experimenting, but nigga, that falls in his discography, bro. You can't.
Trash.
All right. One last question, real quick. One last question on that note, because it got me thinking. So, like, Eminem, like we said earlier, his run early on was crazy. Now, because of his past run work, has that just discredited him or like devalued his run and why he kind of gets disrespected like he does?
In my opinion, no. I think people just don't like him because he's white. Nah, like
I'm pointed as the racist guy.
Nah, like that's really how I feel.
I think he just fell out of touch with this generation. Like I feel like
I agree.
His baby mom, I think it was.
The fans that rock with him, they gonna always rock with him. You know what I mean? Because I feel like he did make.
I disagree with that, Kenny. Because when we talk about clout, like Eminem had crazy clout. Like he definitely did. Like the reason he became a fucking hermit in his house is because he did have crazy clout with the amount of fans and stands that he had. I mean, he fucking made a song stand. But anyway, but then that shit has fallen off because of how bad his recent music has been.
His fan base is nearly in their 30s to 40s right now.
Yeah.
Like his fan base, he can't get up. No one wants to hear this man snap on a fucking R&B singer no more. They canceling this man, bro. They gonna cancel this man. You feel me? Like
that Machine Gun Kelly thing was like that was pretty like whatever.
Yeah. Nigga, I had niggas hitting me up talking about, did you hear that fucking diss track, Eminem? I was like, bro, if I listen to that, bro, I'm not sure how that's gonna affect my life going forward. I mean, that's how I feel, man.
All right. We got to wrap up though.
All I'm saying is compare Eminem to other guys who came out in the mid 90s, and like they all fell off. It's like this is okay.
It's okay. The fall off's gonna happen, man.
It's okay. It's okay to fall off. And in my opinion, to answer your question, Rook, I don't think this affects his legacy. I think Eminem is still arguably a top 10 artist of all time.
Okay, interesting. All right. Well, on that note, thank you guys, my peoples. This was fun. Everyone out there listening and watching, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think. If you disagree, with anything we say, let us know. If you want more details on Kenny and Chris's prom date, I'm curious to ask your questions in the comments there. All right, John. Catch you on the next episode.